People want answers after a 30-year-old pregnant mother of 4 was shot and killed in her own home in Seattle when officers were called to report a robbery. That's right, she called the police to report a robbery. And somehow this escalates to the point where she's dead, and that's it. That's what happened. According to police, Charleena pulled out a knife of some sort for some reason. The family says that Charleena had mental issues, and they knew this. Even the cops, as they were going to the scene, were having a conversation, you can hear in the audio, where they were discussing that Charleena Lyles had some issues. She called police earlier in the month, and they were on, something happened. It was an altercation where Miss Lyles picked up a pair of scissors, but the officers were able to get her to drop the scissors. So it's common knowledge to these officers that this woman has mental issues. Something is not quite right with Charleena Lyles. But that didn't change their actions. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but you got a woman who's mentally disturbed in some way. You go to her home. You're already knowing, well, you know what, this woman has problems. Let's bring 2 people with us. Let's bring 2 guards, because typically when they go out on these types of calls for like a property being taken, only 1 officer goes out. They sent 2 officers because this woman has issues. And the way they dealt with that issue was they killed her. Now, neither officer were harmed. So I'm wondering, what did she do that was so dangerous that 2 officers had to open fire on her and kill her on the spot? I mean, I don't know how many shots were fired, but she didn't even make it to the hospital. And we got 2 officers with guns, with tasers, with batons, and they used nothing except their guns, both of them. I'm not saying that this woman, Charleena Lyles, acted reasonably. I'm giving you that. I'm telling you that she had a mental issue. But people who are mentally disturbed or have mental conditions, it's not their fault that they have these episodes. Can't officers do more to preserve life than to just take it? You just killed a mother, she was 3 months pregnant, and she has 4 children. One of these children has Down syndrome. She was the chief provider for these children. And look, folks, I was reading that Charleena Lyles was obviously mentally disabled due to her condition, because she's talking about morphing into a wolf. She's talking about cloning her children and morphing into wolves and this type of language. I mean, these officers had to know that Charleena Lyles was mentally incapacitated. And once again, no de-escalation is evident in this case at all. I didn't hear police say that they tried to hit her with a baton or tried to tase her. Nothing. 2 men. You got to shoot a 100-pound woman multiple times because she had a household knife? That gotta protect ourselves. Gotta use deadly force. This woman brought a knife to a gunfight. She was mentally disabled. Way to go, police officers in Seattle, and way to go, Seattle Times, for reporting this as if a mentally disabled person is the most horrible person on the planet. Reporting her as this violent woman that could not be controlled. This woman was a victim. This woman was sick. You understand, sick? She had a sickness, an illness, a condition, not of her own choosing. Just like if you had pneumonia. It's like if you had tuberculosis, or if you had, I don't know, any disease, cancer, heart disease. Mental illnesses are sicknesses. They should not be death sentences. My condolences to the Lyles family and the community who are going to try to, I don't know how you're going to care for 4 children that the state obviously didn't want to help take care of. We do a shitty job of helping our disabled folks, our impaired folks, mentally challenged folks, mentally handicapped. It just keeps happening. It just keeps happening It's going to keep on happening because we don't train officers how to deal with people who have issues, though they encounter people who have issues all of the time. Another dead, pregnant mother, black woman, dead, whatever. Moving on, nothing to see here. Business as freaking usual. That's it.